kachafu.
Nga kapa kaliko gundi conservation efforts. What has government done in order to promote conservation? There are several things that have been done in order to maintain these efforts. We have an example of wildlife conservation. Wildlife conservation. In those areas like Western Uganda, where we have wildlife national parks, you find that the laws promoting conservation of wildlife are very high. The relationship between the communities and the game parks are very high. Even when it comes to taxation of the tourists, of people who visit the protected area, you find that the community gets a certain percentage of the tax. It remains at the community, and then the government takes some part. I've forgotten which percentage of how much each takes, but the community takes, and also the wildlife. Protecting these areas is very important. Some of these animals are very deadly in case they cross to the communities. So these efforts are done in order to conserve it. Otherwise, poachers invade the national parks, kill the animals which are very vital. You find now when you look at the number of hippos, you look at the number of people want elephant tusks, they are killing antelopes for food. So this is a very important effort, conserving it, making important laws so that people do not go beyond the boundaries of the park, the protected area. So under this wildlife conservation, there is protection of wild species. Protection of wild species. Wild, those are animals that are found in the forests, in the jungles. Protection of wild species from extinction and their habitats. You cannot find a lion, an elephant cannot stay in town. It does not enjoy life. It cannot survive in urban areas. So that's their life, their habitat. It's just within the wildlife, in the wild, in the forest, in the bushes, or it could be if it is fish, it could be in the water. You cannot rear fish on just an open land. So that's a conservation effort by protecting the wildlife. 2, habitat restoration. Habitat restoration. Keeping our habitat in an unchanged way. If a monkey wants to climb trees, don't cut away trees. She must remain within that environment. You find some monkeys have run away from the wild and approaching, they end up in compound trees. Like at UCU, I've seen several monkeys jumping within UCU. But that's not what they would wish. They would like to stay in trees because at the Ankara base, Pesania, most of the trees have been cut for construction. That's why they are now moving. They end up invading even the canteens, the eating places, the restaurants, destroying everything. Next, protected areas. This is protected areas. That's an effort, creation of protected areas. That's designing or designating national parks. or marine protected areas to safeguard sensitive ecosystems. And lastly, human behavior change. Human behavior change. Human behavior change. This is all about educating people on the importance of conservation and promoting sustainable consumption of resources. This involves sensitization or educating people on the importance of conservation and promotion of sustainable consumption of resources. So, there are several definitions according to different scholars of how to define it. So, Google give the different conservation definitions, as many as possible. There's a dictionary meaning of conservation. Dictionary meaning. Then there is a physics way of defining. The principle by which the total value of a physical quantity or parameter, such as energy, mass, linear, or angular momentum, remains constant in a system which is not subject to external. That's now for physics. Now we continue to define as many as you can. Go and read. At a master's level, you must read. You must read extensively. Now we look at aspects of natural resource management. What is natural resource management?